have Miss Pallavi Keshri with us. She's the founder of Eyaas, a D2C brand. We welcome you, Pallavi. Thank you for giving us your precious time.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, just I will start with, can you please explain a little bit about your brand, like what Eyaas is all about?
So Eyaas is a brand for handmade home products. We are making products across a wide range of home needs. We do soft furnishings, we do ceramics, we do little bit of wooden decor, everything, brass. So a wide range of products, and everything is rooted in the craft tradition for that.
Right, that's really great. So like how did you decide, to enter the D2C market? What motivated you for this decision?
See, to be honest, we started out way back, but in between I personally decided to take a break,
right,
because of family commitments. And then when we restarted, it was just 6 months before COVID.
Oh, okay.
So in fact, that April, I decided to shut down. I was like, I do not have the ability to now take this forward.
Right.
But our website was somewhat functional. I mean, like, it was functional. The payment gateway was on. Not all the products, but a few products were there online. So in the middle of April, we started getting a few orders, and we called our customers to say that, look, we don't know when we can deliver these products.
Right.
We were very fortunate. Not one person canceled. Not one person asked for a refund. And so as soon as we could, we started putting more pictures online, more creating more products online. And we ended up selling quite a few of our products during that period. And it was during that period that we first advertised a minuscule amount before Diwali. And that gave us huge returns. And post Diwali, the advertising rates just went up, so we stopped advertising. But we realized that there is a demand for our products at the price points that we are selling at. And we also realized that there is no one else in that space at this point.
Right.
Apart from maybe Fab India Home, there's nothing else which is focusing on home per se.
Right.
So we just kind of went on from there.
So that's really nice. The businesses which usually took off during the COVID times, there are so many of them, they are doing pretty well.
Yeah, but we also actually, more than D2C, what has sustained us in the last year especially has been G20.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got identified under the One District, One Product scheme. And the Government of India scheme. And so that helped us into getting a lot of G20 orders.
Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So like what unique value proposition did you identify that, you offer that other people don't offer in your market?
See, I would say that there's no specific brand. There's no, like I said, apart from Fab India Home, there's no one company that you can think of that delivers handcrafted home products.
Right. So, this handcrafted industry, it takes so much labor and it needs so much creativity. So how do you keep up with, because it's a manual labor thing, so the prices of the labor are also very high. So how do you...
it is, there is a minimum labor charge that you have to pay.
Exactly, right.
You have to design your products in such a way that you are able to get the maximum from your labor, from your creative person in the minimum amount of time. So invariably, the way we design our products is because what we do is that we decide what price point we want to sell it at, and we work backwards.
Right.
So we tell our craftsmen, they are completely they are partners in crime, so to speak, with us. We tell them that, look, this is our price point. This is what we think we want to do. You think this can get done at this price point, it's okay. If you think it cannot, you tweak it where you can. You do what you need to bring it down to this price point. So we might come up with a design idea, we might come up with a product idea, but they make it viable.
Right. So to have a very good relationship with your, labor and everything.
That is in this industry, you have it will work. You don't have it will not work. It's got nothing. It's based on relationships.
Right.
And I've been very, very fortunate. Yeah.
So would you like to share some of the key strategies that you employed in your brand to establish a strong presence in the market? Like what were the key strategies?
To be honest, I think we have a long way to go. we are one thing that has of course worked is persistence. I mean, we have even if we are able to, we keep trying to offer new products on a regular basis, which is very tough in retail, in D2C, because now the consumers got used to new products. Like पहले था कि आपका 2 season या 3 season चलता था and you could manage. Now people expect you to have something new every month.
Right. Exactly.
Literally.
No, seriously, I can imagine, because now all the every week we have new trends, every week we have new fashion, every week we have something new, and people want that the constant change. They don't want the same repeated patterns everywhere and every time. They just
it's
want
very difficult. Yeah, I think in our industry, what helps is that there's a very wide range of crafts that are available.
Right. Yeah.
So even if I keep showcasing a little bit, something from somewhere on 1 month and another from another, I managed to have I managed to give the customer some variation over every period of time. Plus, also, I mean, we are learning. We are still not, we have not worked out the best way forward, to be honest. But we are learning that there's some, of course, everybody knows that, but during the peak period, which is starting July to November, when selling is at its maximum, especially October, November, it helps to get the eyeballs early on.
Right. So do you guys export outside India as well?
We want to.
Okay. of course, because ultimately international expansion is what every brand or every
I mean, see, right now we haven't exported, but if someone reaches out to us and saying, and people have reached out to us, not huge numbers but small numbers, if they say that we want these products, will you send it to us, and how will you send it to us? We have a mechanism in place, but are we actively pursuing it? No, we are not. Simply because we are a team of 5 people. We cannot do it. We just cannot do it. Like you said, the industry is labor intensive, so I also have to manage my back end.
Right, exactly.
So my market, if there's even one area of my outreach, customer outreach, in terms of either marketplaces or my own website, or offline retail with a couple of people, if any one of these things gets completely automated, in the sense that it's on regular flow without me having to put in too much effort, then I can open a 4th front and say, okay, fine, let's get into the international market actively. But till that happens, I will not service it if something comes to me, but am I going to actively look out for it? Not yet.
Right. Okay. So, everything, in the end, everything will work out eventually.
Yeah. It's slow and steady. We've got too used to things happening, everything happening at the same time. I get lost.
No worries. And also, what do you think, every brand is having their own omni-channel presence in the market, both online and offline. So what are your views on that? And what do you think, Eyaas will, have a offline store soon?
Sure. I think anyone who's in D2C would want to, that is the biggest kick you have out of life.
Right.
You want to create your space in the market. You want your name in the market, right?
Yeah. So what are your views on this omni-channel presence?
It's the way forward. it's the way forward. How you do it, whether you want your standalone store, you want a store in a store, you want a cart somewhere, what you do is really dependent on the brand. And of course the product that the brand sells. Some things are more conducive to a certain kind of physical space as opposed to other things. So it really depends. But yes, we do like right now our approach is that we have a products placed in a couple of stores. A purely wholesale, old school business model, it's not like whatever. But that is how we begin. Once we are able to do it, we will be able to maybe, if we increase our footfalls with other places where people are liking our products, and these retail outlets are continuously ordering from us, we know we have we vetted out the customer, so to speak, in that sense, that there is a demand for our products and these are the products that are selling. So then we can move forward about it.
Yeah. So like Eyaas is completely online at the moment. So how do you think so how do you think that, your brand has leveraged technology and innovation in the enhancement of the customer experience?
There's so much more we can do, but once in a while, what does happen is that there's some customers who come to us and it takes a good 1.5 to 2 hours, but they say, give us a tour of the studio or the space that we have. So, and then they end up taking a number of products. These kind of customers come to you once in 3 months or once in 4 months. You give them 2 hours, but you end up our price points are not very expensive. We are mid-range. So we end up doing good business in so to speak 1 hour of so a WhatsApp video or things like that have really helped us. So and people do keep asking us for store videos and things like that. Now the thing is that our space, the way it's not exactly a store, it's what we call you would call it a factory outlet. Kind of a space. I get that, yes. But also because we want to keep it friendly to children. Because people who come to shop with us are usually women who will have their kids tagging around.
Of course.
So keeping a fancy place ki ye mat chhuna, ye tootega, ye mat chuo, aise hoga, waise hoga, it is not conducive to peaceful shopping. But as in when people do come to our place, they end up spending 40 minutes, 45 minutes, which is great.
Of course it is, if you have a wide range, if you have a wide variety to offer, then people will obviously, take interest and would love to learn more about that particular product.
Yeah, and there's space. So when they come with their kids, they're not worried. We are also, like the way the product placements are, that things should not break if children are moving around. So these things we've thought through. We've done it in such a way it's not cramped. It's not like if one person comes, you will have to say, excuse me, thodi si jagah de do. Wo sab nahi hai.
Exactly. No, it's very nice. So how do how would you like to comment on, e-commerce platforms and e-commerce people helping your business to grow?
So we've just started out. It's been now 5 months, 6 months, going to be 6 months with Amazon.
Okay.
So Amazon, the way we see Amazon right now is it's a marketplace, yes, but we see it more as a search engine. So and a place where if you are there and if you're delivering from Amazon, people there's a certain amount of credibility attached.
Right.
So the marketability, all that changes. People like it. So we are able to say that purchase on Amazon, purchase on or directly through our website, whichever works for people. It helps. Also, it increases the reach. You are able to get to more customers, and I mean, beyond a point, I can't advertise.
Right.
So it helps me to reach new customers.
So, like, what all pricing mechanism you look towards? Like, how do you keep the price range?
See, most of our products are under 2,000, 2,500 rupees maximum. I mean, we try and that is the price range that we normally work around. Some of our products are priced higher,
Right.
but that is simply because there's a certain there will always be a certain set of people who will come to you to want more expensive things, and
Right.
also that there's a mix, because it's the base of the products that we have is handicrafts or handmade products.
Right.
Some things just look better, work better when you kind
Right.
of give them that extra little bit.
Yeah.
So some products do go a little higher, but 80% of our products are in the 2,500 range.
Okay. So
or
like,
under.
Yeah. So how do you, think that, what are the strategies you employ for customer retention? Like, for example, once someone shopped with you, how will you make sure that the person will return to you?
I think that goes back to when we are designing our products or when we are finishing our products. So our constant thing is just because it's crafts, it should not be high maintenance.
Right.
कि आप बिना ड्राई क्लीन कराए उसका काम नहीं कर सकते हो आप you have to hand
Color
wash,
change
you
हो
have to
जाएगा.
ये हो जाएगा, वो सब नहीं. So when we make our products, we try and keep it customer friendly. We try and keep the price points customer friendly.
Okay.
And also when a customer receives it, especially when you order it online and you receive it, the experience should be good.
Right.
So the packaging, it's not fancy packaging. It's very simple. It's very simple packaging. It's not fancy at all, but it's clean packaging. It's fabric mostly. We are not using plastic. You don't have those ready-made sealed packages जिसमें आपने cushion cover डाल के भेज दिया, वो नहीं है, वो आपको डब्बे में ही जाएगा. And so it's just these little things that I think the customer just likes the touch and feel when they get the product. They like the way it comes.
Yeah.
And after they've used it, they are happy with the quality of it, then they just come back to us.
Right. So you do follow sustainability rules and environmentally friendly things.
I mean, courier services, I wish there was a way around it.
Yeah,
if birds could deliver, I'd probably use them. But that's the one thing that we have not found a way around.
I mean, in the future, I think e-commerce platforms and logistics people will also use, eco-friendly stuffs and
also, if we are able to increase our presence across, if we are able to across the map, then we can have. I mean, I have ideas on how we can even counter that.
Right. So I'll just shift my conversation a little bit towards the women entrepreneur part. You being a women's entrepreneur, what hurdles did you face during your journey? Like, do you think that if you were a man, you would have faced some less hurdles in comparison to being a woman?
Yeah, but I also feel that some hurdles are, there's nothing that we can do about them. It is just something that we as women, we are just tuned into those things, or however you choose to say. It's like when I left work after my children were born, it was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to spend that time with my kids when they were young.
Right.
So I didn't work. Now, also because I could afford not to.
Right.
I could step back and say, I will take those 4 to 5 years off. But it is not conducive to business. If at that point in time I try and raise funds, or I go to a bank and say, give me a loan, or whatever it is, they're going to say, are you coming to work? You're not doing enough work. Where are you going to get your money from? How are we going to get our money's worth? Right. So like I said, sometimes we kind of feed into the system. It is anyway, it is, we are against the wall. And then there are certain things that come to us very naturally, which make it even more difficult. So it's not like if I was one of those people who was okay with going into work even after my children were born, it would have been easier for me to do it.
Right.
But I didn't want to do that.
Of course, it's your personal choice. It's your personal life.
Exactly,
Whatever you feel
exactly.
like. Because
But it is not easy. It is not easy. I mean, I might have taken that decision, and it's my choice, so I can take that decision. Unfortunately, the world outside takes that decision for most women.
Of course, they do.
So they will say that you have a young family, you will not be able to do it, irrespective of the fact that maybe that person can, or maybe that woman can, or maybe she doesn't mind going to work. Like I mind going to work, she might not mind. It's okay.
Yeah. Of course, all the people have their own personal capabilities. They shouldn't
Absolutely,
be like bound towards like what they can do or what
there
they
is
cannot
judgment which should not be there.
Exactly.
There is no doubt that there is judgment.
Right.
But well, that's the world that we live in.
Right.
The only way I see that you can prove people wrong is by proving people wrong.
Right. Completely agree with you.
तो आप कर लो जितना कर सकते हो, हम भी वही करेंगे जो हम कर सकते हैं.
Exactly. So how many women do you have in your business? Being a woman, so do you look towards, hiring mostly women to, empower them, or do you have men as well?
To be honest, I don't. To be honest, I don't seek people out on the basis of gender. Though I have to say that I do want to have the non-genders here as well. I would love to have them work. But no, I haven't hired people on the basis of gender.
Right.
And if it's a skill, what skills they're offering. If they fit into what I need, they'll be there. If they don't, they don't.
Right. So what are the short-term and long-term growth objectives of your business?
Short term is to keep surviving from 1 month to the other, to keep the cash flow positive. That's my short term goal.
Right.
Long term, I think it's too big to just say ki kya karna hai, kaise karna hai. We definitely want to make our own space in the little space that we have marked for ourselves. We definitely want to be a name to reckon with as we move forward.
So just one last thing, I'll ask you to give two advices. One advice to all the D2C brands out there who are, trying to flourish or who wants to set foot in the market. That
set foot is better.
Set foot in the market. That how to be there and how to be consistent and how to just be there. Just do your work and the success will eventually follow. The first advice here, and then second I'll just tell you.
First thing is persistence. You can't say कि ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो नहीं होगा एक बार में. Things change. Kabhi markets will change, kabhi your customers will change, kabhi as a D2C brand, you will sell through various channels. Kabhi those channel dynamics will change.
Right.
And some of it may benefit you, some of it might not benefit you. So you can't put your hands up and say कि अब नहीं हो रहा, ये नहीं करना. Exactly. It depends on what your objective is. So you have to, if you really want to make your mark, you will have to persist. Right. You will have to keep at it. And it does turn around eventually.
Of course it does.
Hard
work always pays off.
Hard work, and hard work to hai hai, but persistence. You can't, you have to be at it.
Right.
There are certain things you just have to do day in, day out. अच्छा लगे, बुरा लगे, office जाना ही है, काम करना ही है.
Exactly.
वो करते रहोगे तो it might not give you returns in 6 months or 1 year, but 5 years it will turn around.
Possibly.
3 years it will turn around, depending on how much time you're giving to your work.
Right. So last piece of advice from you, I would like to have it for the women entrepreneurs out there, that उनको लगता है कि हम नहीं कर पाएंगे, हमारी फैमिली है, हमें फैमिली को ज्यादा टाइम देना चाहिए, या फिर how will I manage a business alone? So what would you like to give
you only do things alone. You only do things alone. So never think that you can't do anything alone.
Exactly.
And आप उतना ही करो जितना आप कर सकते.
Right.
There is no, I wouldn't say there's a rule to it. There is no rule to it. If you think you can only, I'm just giving an example, but if you think you can only sell one product and you can keep doing that over time, then that is what you should do and nothing else.
Okay.
You give, you know, make your mark there, move to the next thing. Don't kill yourself over it. I think the easiest thing that women get into is the guilt trap.
Right, they do.
कि काम
Being
कर
a
रहे हैं
woman, I
तो
can
family.
completely agree with you.
हाँ, and all of us do. Even when
Exactly.
you do just one thing, you will at some point have to make
Yeah.
a choice कि आज मैं बच्चे को देखूं या आज मैं ये काम करूं. और
Right.
कभी कभी आप बच्चों को छोड़ोगे और वो काम करोगे. You don't have to go on a guilt trip, or even if you go on a guilt trip, it's okay. All of us go through it. It's fine. It's fine. It's also good for kids. It's also good for your family. Otherwise, at least in India, we spoil our families and we spoil our kids. We make them too dependent.
That definitely we do. So it was so nice to talk to you, to have your outlook towards the DTC brand and towards the, I really love your ideas about, women entrepreneurs and everything. Thank you, Pallavi, for joining with SMB Connect. And we were so glad to have you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Pleasure talking to you.